Hi, Michael Stoops with Meguiar's here, bringing you another episode of Shop Talk. And today we want to talk to you about properly diluting our detailer line of products. If you're a large volume shop, you've probably got one of our DMS metering systems that takes care of the calculations for you. It allows you to properly dilute products out of 1 gallon, 5 gallon, even 55 gallon drums. But what do you do if you're not a volume shop? What do you do if you've got a smaller shop? Maybe you're a mobile detailer. Maybe you're just doing this for fun at home. Well, you need to properly dilute the detailer line of products according to the directions on the back of the bottle. Now that can vary from product to product. Something like our all-purpose cleaner, we've got a couple of different dilution ratio options for you, 10:1 and 4:1. When you look at something like the glass cleaner concentrate, it's only a 10:1 dilution ratio. Wheel brightener, again, we're at 4 different dilution ratios, or something like the all-season dressing, this is ready to use, you don't dilute it at all. Why are we diluting these products in the first place though? Well, we're selling them in concentrated form, it's a little bit more economical, it works a little better, especially with the volume shops, but it gives you some options, okay? Our chemists have worked pretty diligently with the products to determine at different dilution ratios, cleaning ability, and what you can actually perform with the different products. So looking specifically again at all-purpose cleaner, at 10:1 versus 4:1, light duty cleaning versus a little bit heavier duty cleaning. Now, it gets really kind of interesting with the chemistry on this because we're looking at a product here with a pH of roughly 13. And what's interesting is even when you dilute it 10:1 with water, the pH doesn't drop that much. Obviously, the amount of active ingredients is diminished quite a bit because it's only 1 part product, but the pH doesn't really change that much. And it's because pH alone isn't what gets you the cleaning. It's the active ingredients in there and then how that product is used. Again, our chemists have worked pretty hard to come up with these dilution ratios, so follow the directions on the bottle. But what are these ratios really? What are we talking about when we say 10:1 or 4:1 or 1:1 or whatever those markings may be on the bottle? Well, it doesn't really matter what the overall volume is. 10:1 means 10 parts of water to 1 part of the chemical, or 1:1 is 1 part water to 1 part chemical, equal amounts in that case. We're always talking about the water first. That first number is always the water. So 10:1, as it's marked here on the bottle, 10 and 4:1 with the APC, what you want to do is add the water first to that marking and then pour the product in on top. If you do it the other way around, you end up completely mixing up your dilution ratios. You're making it far stronger than you want it to be. And if you put the product in first and the water on top, it's just gonna foam up like crazy and you're never gonna get things, it's a mess. Follow the directions on the bottle. 10 parts water, 1 part product. Now, these are calculated for a 32 ounce fill, and that 32 ounce fill point is right here at the bottom of this neck of the bottle. So water to the line, and then product to here, and you're ready to go. It's really that simple to do. So what do you do if you don't even have one of our pre-printed secondary bottles and all you have is a generic bottle, so you don't have these marks guiding you for that dilution ratio? Well, it's actually pretty simple because, again, like we said, we're talking about parts. We're not necessarily talking about a specific quantity of product. It doesn't matter how many ounces or gallons or pounds or whatever it is, it's parts. So what you can do, be really precise, get a kitchen measuring cup, doesn't matter what size it is. And if you have to dilute at 10:1, do a little math. Like we said, there's enough room in the bottle to add an extra ounce, so give you 33 ounces. 10 parts water, 1 part product is 11 parts in total. 33 ounces divided by 11, this one's pretty simple. It's 3 ounces per part. So you can put water to the 3 ounce mark 10 times, that's 10 parts, and then 3 ounces of APC one time, that's 1 part. You'll have 33 ounces at a 10:1 dilution ratio, and you're ready to go. For 4:1, think about a number that's maybe a little bit easier to work with. If you go, right, 4 to 1, we've got 5 parts, 30 ounces. So if we have a 4 to 1 dilution ratio, that's 5 parts in total. So it's a really easy number to go into 5, would be, say, 30 ounces. It gets close to filling the bottle. So 30 divided by those 5 parts gives you 6 ounces per part. So we've got 4 parts of water at 6 ounces per part. So fill the cup to 6 ounces 4 times with water, and then fill it to 6 ounces 1 time, 1 part of APC, pour that in, and you've got a 4 to 1 dilution ratio. Again, it doesn't matter that the bottle isn't full. You have a proper 4 to 1 dilution ratio. Now, what if you don't even have a measuring cup? Well, you can still be very precise in your dilution ratios with a fairly generic plastic cup. Obviously, we can't fill this 10 times and pour it into this bottle because it's not going to carry all of that. But we can go to a smaller portion on here. We can mark it off with a Sharpie. If your cup's not transparent like this one, you can mark on the inside even. And then we can pour, for a 4 to 1 dilution ratio, we can pour water to this line, pour it into the bottle, do that 4 times. That's 1 part. 4 times, you've got 4 parts of water, and now do 1 pour of the APC to this point, 1 part of APC, pour it in the bottle, and you're ready to go. The bottle may only be full to here, or it may be full to here. That doesn't matter. You've got a 4 to 1 dilution ratio. You can do the same thing with 10 to 1, with 2 to 1, with 1 to 1. It doesn't matter what that volume is for each part, as long as those parts are all equal, and you'll get the proper dilution ratio, and you can do it very accurately even with that method. Once you've got everything diluted, you're ready to use. So remember, when diluting the detailer line of products, that first number is always the water, the second number is the product. 10 to 1, 4 to 1, 2 to 1, 1 to 1, doesn't matter. First number is water, second number is product. Water goes in the bottle first, the product follows, and you're ready to go. There is an exception to that rule, however, and that is our M799. We have an option to dilute this at 1 to 3. Now, the first number is still water, even though now it's smaller than the second number. So this is a very light dilution, actually, of the product. It's still water first, product second, even though the numbers seem like they're flip-flop. That's kind of the exception here. Fortunately, the back label here on the directions, it reminds you that it's 1 part water, 3 parts product, so you should be good to go with that. So read the directions on the bottle, dilute them properly to get maximum performance out of the product, and you're going to be ready to use. Speaking of ready to use, we actually have a selection of products from the detailer line that are available at your favorite local auto parts store, and they're a great way to get introduced to our detailer line without having to dilute the product yourself. It's a great way to kind of get introduced to it and get yourself ready to start purchasing by the gallon, handle the dilution ratios on your own, and tackle whatever task you may have at hand. Hey, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. And come back and see us next time here on Shop Talk.